In 2008, the Alabama legislature allocated $10,000 to create a family law task force with instructions to present a bill to realign custody law with the current research. And that's kind of the big problem that we're going to get into, is that you'll see that our practices don't match with what the research says is in the best interest of children. You know, that term, best interest of children, is something that is worn out in these court cases. They use it over and over and over again. And you'll read cases that say that, you know, in any custody determination, the best interest of the child is paramount, or that it is the touchstone of analysis, and, you know, all kinds of special words that we attach to it. However, the one thing that is missing from both the Code of Alabama and the case law is a definition for the term best interests of a child. It's not defined anywhere. Since the tender years doctrine was abolished, the courts have been given, in the case ex parte divine, they were given a list of things to consider, things for the judge to look at, think about in his analysis and trying to determine what's best for the child. However, the court never defines what's best for the child. For instance, one of the things to consider is, what's the age of the child? How far apart do the parents live? What's the sex of the child, the sex of the parent, you know, all of those things. But none of those things, if you answer those questions, will tell you what is in the best interest of a child. Now, fortunately, there is scientific data out there that does tell us what is in the best interest of a child, assuming that both parents are fit. If both parents are fit, the overwhelming scientific data says that it's in the best interest of the child to have meaningful relationships with both parents. There were 40 studies, separate scientific studies that have been done on this topic, that compared these outcomes, all those things that we talked about, you know, keeping a kid out of jail, sending a kid to college, graduating, all these positive indicators in life. And they studied these families where there was only one parent involvement and families where there's two parent involvement. And they found that when there's two parent involvement, the outcomes are better. In fact, in 80% of those 40 studies, they said that in every meaningful way that we measure success for children, they're better off in a shared parenting circumstances where both parents are fit. And the other 20%, they said that those children, that the children in shared parenting circumstances are always at least as well off as children in single parents in some areas, but in other areas, they're better off. So basically what they're saying is, maybe in this one study, an isolated study with a small group, they found that kids' grades didn't improve. But they found that kids, you know, were better adjusted psychologically. Kids were, you know, they were improving in these other areas. So basically, the science says in shared parenting circumstances, things work out better for kids every single time. And that when we don't do that with two fit parents, we place children at risk. That's what the science says.